teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. Channel? Can't even get through my intro. Alright, we're here. Today has been pretty awful, just in a general sense. I'm sure watching Foodie is going to improve it. Just designed to remind us how lucky we are. So I think I've actually got 2 or 3 live streams in here. The big ticket item is her just having a meltdown and crying. But we're going to go through Barbecue Chillin's cut down of these. It's about an 18-minute video in total, and we'll see what we see. I've seen the crying one in full, and I've seen these two kind of... Alright, stomach, Jesus. And I've seen these two kind of in little bits, really, because I was actually online when she was live with some of them, and that means you can't speed it up, and there was only so far I could go. Alright, more coffee in me, and let's get this started. Why is it doing this now? Computer, can you just not make the day worse? Well, morning, what today? She needs to stop sticking her finger in her mouth. She was doing it all around Walmart, and I thought she was doing that thing where she was making sure she had no lipstick on her teeth, but she wasn't really wearing a lipstick that would have been on her teeth, so I don't know what she's picking at in there, and I don't want to think about it too hard.
I have like gross stuff in my mouth.
Oh. Well, there's our answer. God. Yeah, let me just stick my finger into the back of my mouth.
I do have to finish organizing some stuff.
Such as?
And just want to lay in bed and cry.
Jesus, she is just... Apparently my stomach is growling like a tiny baby dinosaur. If at any point you hear it, I apologise. It keeps stopping me mid-sentence. Should have eaten my dinner before I came on. It'll make me happier to be hungry, I'm sure. She just looks ingrained into her makeup here. I don't exactly remember when this was filmed, but she feels unclean.
I feel sorry for myself. Oh, that's why I named her Biscuit. She's making biscuits.
Apparently she named the cat Blanche. Blanche? I don't really like it in either pronunciation, but... Poor little Darcy.
I miss Sasa too. Like, not fair.
Oh, shut up.
I was once trying to brush your teeth. Yesterday, Rio I did.
Not
okay.
Today.
No, I can't just go back to Syria. That's the problem.
Salah doesn't want her there? What do you mean go back to Syria? People keep saying no, she's gonna go. I think if she had a choice, she might be impulsive and hop on a plane. I don't think she's got a choice. And she wouldn't last there anyway. She'd have exactly the same problem. She'd get there and be like, oh shit, I remember I hated this. And even if that weren't the case, eventually, even if she lasted a while, she would come back and she'd find it so much harder to find a place having broken the lease. Because she did get approved for this place. It took her a while and it's in a crappy area apparently, but she did get approved. I'm guessing the last time in Canada didn't count on her record because it wasn't officially signed, so she didn't break anything. This would be an actual bad rental history, and she already was very close to not finding a place.
I mean, I did so much to come here. What's ridiculous at this point? Going back and forth and back and forth.
It is
I feel like I don't deserve a happy cat like that. Are you perfect?
You don't.
Yes, you are.
The fact that the cat hates her makes her more perfect. My apologies for not starting this video with a cat video. It's not in fact my cat. It belongs to a friend. My friend's exact words were, he went full face hugger the other day. I was like, oh, okay.
There's issues that disappeared when I came here that I had in Syria. But there's other issues that are now...
The hilarious thing, these are not all her issues, but I love that the issue in Syria was that she hated the family, and the issue here is that she hates not having the family. Obviously those aren't the real issues, but still, talk about creating your own problems.
Prison, and if I had been able to think about it more, I don't know if I would have come back here.
If I had been able to think about it more, tell us more, Chantel. You said it was mutual. You said you had come to this decision together. You were really looking forward to coming back. So now you're saying what? If you'd had more time to think? You made the decision and then you had weeks. Are you saying now that something else made the decision for you? Interesting.
So it's like, which hardship can I endure more?
None. You can endure no hardship.
I've worked for how long trying to set up a life here? I have a cat now. Salah is probably working on his life over there. Doesn't even probably want me back there.
I would agree with that.
Like, I don't even have access to healthcare right now, so.
You do have access. You don't have free at point of use access, but you do have access. You'll just have to wait to be reimbursed until you get onto the system again. Which, frankly, is better than I expected. That they'll reimburse you after you get back on.
I got more healthcare in Syria. My problem is, what if I made a mistake? What if it's not what I want? And now I can't.
What if it doesn't matter? What if it's done and there's no point worried about it? Ruminating on it isn't going to change anything.
I ever have what I want. I'm stupid. I'm the one who wanted to move. I'm the one who said I was unhappy. I'm the one who said I wanted to be alone.
Yep.
And now that I'm all those things, I don't feel like I want them.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it? That is the consequence of your own set of choices. Part of being an adult is having the freedom to make those choices, and part of being adult is having to deal with the consequences.
I feel like I'm stuck in a corner and I can't breathe. Thank you, Anime.
Anime Sucks sent her a super chat. Oh, he's back. Good. Nice and creepy. Could we see her going for Anime Sucks as both a source of income and a rebound? I bet he'd be willing to try. She just needs some desperate validation. Oh, it'd be a mess, but it'd be entertaining.
Yeah. So I'm gonna block him. No, so probably doesn't give a crap anymore.
Yeah, she's not gonna block him. Yeah, he probably doesn't give a crap, but she's not gonna block him. What if he comes back?
We've all had a divorce, Jesus. So divorce is really that common? Are you like saying I shouldn't be like, oh,
I mean, I've never been married, so I've never had a divorce. My parents have been divorced. It's like 1 in 2 or something, isn't it? Now, one thing I would absolutely say is that divorce is hard for all involved. But generally, when you get so caught up in it as Foodie is, it's because it was involuntary on one side. When you agree to this because you're mature adults, remember we had that conversation in Syria, usually it's not this bitter.
What was me? I totally sympathize with people who are in worse situations than me. But like,
Yeah,
I'm not struggling, sure, resources-wise, obviously as much as other people. It's like...
Yeah, she's not homeless right now, but if she keeps being stupid, which, spoiler alert, I think she's going to, how long until she doesn't have those resources? It's not like she's spending them wisely now. And what's more, I think the reason we're getting this much emotion right now is because her money's running a bit short, and so is the weed. We do get YouTube payday in 5, 6, 7 days, something like that. It's the 17th right now. I don't know how quickly she'll get it in Canada. For me, it tends to be towards the end of the pay period, which runs from the 21st to the 26th. Now, I'm pretty sure she is high in at least some of these, but I do think one of the reasons she's getting all teary is that she can't hit the weed as much as she wants to, and therefore doesn't have enough product to be blotted all day. So we get all the emotions instead.
The mental torment I can't explain. It's just so awful to cope with. I know. I'm not gonna go off camera often, but I feel sleepy. Pretty burnt is barely noon. No. I'm just down. I'm really down. I'm really depressed. Okay, guys. I'll come back in a few hours. Bye, guys.
Alright, and then we had Nashi. I think this is the one she was super high in. We'll find out in a second.
Honestly, appetite is not really all that back.
It's the fact that she's going to say this before eating 2 fast food burgers.
The Nashi Nashville chicken sandwich. And the last thing I got is a Whopper Jr. Because every time I want to get fast food, I always want the chicken and the beef.
Casual backup sandwich, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I gotta figure out something for content, I know. It looks sad.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I don't feel like myself, I swear.
Oh, you seem like exactly yourself, but who you are is pretty terrible, so change would be a good thing.
I already got my order. It's like you are frozen. Really? I would never in my life get remarried. I gotta go because I'm gonna fall.
Technically, you didn't get married the first time, but we'll move on.
I'll see. Good night, guys.
Bye. That's as much as you got from that one. Now we have this. God, this cat looks unimpressed to be here. And this started quickly. She came on like this.
I've waited a million hours. It feels like to just try to start my life and I can't stop crying.
I'm not sure what time this was, but I think this is Chantel sobering up.
It's too early for this shit. Nothing's wrong, just another day of realizing I'm just completely and utterly alone.
Nothing's wrong, I'm just crying my eyes out. This actually, as much as it doesn't look it, is a healthier thing to do than everything she's been doing so far. Like, be sad about it, however, also be aware that your reasoning behind these emotions is insane, right? We'll get into it, but it's insane. But that is par for the course for her and how she deals with her partners and wannabe ex-partners. So,
I can't sleep, I can hardly eat.
well, you were sleeping for hours and hours and hours all the time for like 2 weeks, so, and hardly eat. You literally just did a Nashi and Whopper mukbang.
I don't know if I've like actually ever felt this bad in my entire life. I really don't like think I've actually felt like known what I thought to really be alone feels like, and it's fucking awful.
I think this is actually true because up until now, she's always had either a boyfriend or a roommate. Even when she was alone after BB and before she met Nada, she had Pete in the house. So living alone really seems to be a trigger for her. Like it just allows her too much room for her own thoughts. She don't like that at all.
And go where? I don't enjoy doing anything. Going to sit at a cafe by myself?
Yeah. That's nice. You go, you sit, you relax, you're not on any time scale, you sip your coffee, maybe you read a book. I realise all these things are entirely foreign to her, but I'm just saying, listen to a podcast, watch the people go by. You can have you've never had a nice chill Sunday morning? Maybe get the papers? But no, this is what happens when you tie your entire self-worth into whether you can pay someone to choose you.
I don't give a shit about anything. Hi.
That was weird. Going from crying to hi. No, she doesn't want to be near you right now, darling.
I can't stand the quiet. Like, I can't sleep. I feel like I wake up in a panic. Like, I'm suffocating.
All right, so put something on. I will sometimes put something on to listen to as I fall asleep. Just because I fall asleep more easily. I have a tendency to find it quite difficult and I don't want to always be taking melatonin or what have you. I feel a bit groggy the next day. And I find just having something playing, I could stick on YouTube or something quiet, I just drop off and it's fine. Get a podcast or something. It doesn't matter if you hear the end, you can always listen to it again. But silence can feel a bit oppressive sometimes. And even in a really basic sense, like when I'm in the classroom, if the students are working on something independently and it's going to be a little bit of a longer time, sorry, lost my words there. It's been a long day and I'm nearly at a coffee already. This is ridiculous. But if they're going to be working on something independently for a longer period of time, I'll put a little bit of, like chill vibes on YouTube or something. I'll run that through the smartboard and then they've got just like a little something so that it's not deathly quiet. Do you know that awkward silence when no one feels like they can breathe? I don't like having that in my classroom. So just, okay, it'll be quiet, it'll be unobtrusive, but the rule is we can't be louder than the music. And so we're nice and chill. You can do that because I'm sure someone who's used to being as dependent as she is finding it hard to be alone. That is clear. I would say to an extreme sense, this is not a normal quote unquote response, but you can mitigate that while you figure it out. Oh, and then laughing. Not creepy at all.
Sorry for myself, I guess.
This is the cleanest I've seen
I'm just
her
like
hair.
my stupid air dry.
Yeah, I mean, when it's wet, it is going to look stringier, but when you look at that, there's so little for the hair fibers to hold on to. It's not improving it. Just, I've said shave it before, but shave it and then do what you want. Wear a wig, don't wear a wig, wear a hair wrap, do what you want. But you're not going to be able to maintain the image, let's put it that way. So just embrace it.
He'll answer me like admittedly. And I know he doesn't owe me anything. We're not technically married.
Technically. Why, if you are not technically married, do you expect the level of attention that you expect? She is going to try and explain this, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think she was ever the center of his universe, which is what she said she wants. But if she ever was, there's no reason to think she would be now. And her standards of what that looks like are completely unachievable and unhealthy.
But the thing is like, so then how do you go from being, were you a fucking liar then? Like, how do you go from being super lovey-dovey, I love you, you're my soulmate, this and that bullshit?
Chantel, he didn't lie. He just changed his mind.
To me, like, seeing me like this and you don't even care, like...
It's divorce! Let's give you the benefit of, I don't actually have any doubt, but let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, it's over. It's divorce. You have separated your lives. He does not owe you this. You've just said he doesn't owe you this. Why don't you worry for me and be at my beck and call every second? Because that's not our relationship.
I guess not. I don't know. He probably thinks this is all drama, like me being upset. Like, I think it's pretty normal. And like...
No, I think it's normal to be upset. I don't think it's normal to respond the way you're responding. I don't think it's normal, and I've never thought it was normal for her to have the expectation she does for how quickly everyone responds. And that's been true of all her relationships, or at least all the ones we've seen evidence of.
I hate more than anything that I'm like hurt, or maybe he was just smart about it. Like, you know, or maybe his dad was smart. Like, he knows he's going to be going through depression where he's, like, ultra vulnerable.
I've got a few things to say about this. One, talk about projection. I'm not sure how much of her feelings are real and how much are real to her, and I realise there doesn't seem to be much difference between that, because if they're real to you, they're real, right? But how much is based in fact and emotion, and how much is based in rumination and spiralling, I'm not sure where that line lies. Because she just gets herself worked up, you know? But you can see how it's turning. The more she doesn't get what she wants, the more it turns. And now it's like, no, it's his family. She is super vulnerable being alone. He isn't, and he isn't alone. He's got his family and his dad's come to visit. But she can't reflect on herself. She can't reflect on the part she played in this. So it has to be his fault. And if she wants to be back with him, it can't be his fault. So it has to be the family's fault. They have to have been forced into it because now it's nobody's fault except theirs.
Because the night before his dad flew in, he was like, I flew out. He was home alone that night. He messaged me. It feels like there's no light in the house without you. It's awful. I'm so lonely. The next day his dad comes in and he basically, that's where conversation goes downhill.
And she hasn't read anything into that at all. Okay.
And he's like, don't bring my family into it. They have nothing to do with it. They have no influence.
Just scoffing at the camera. They have no influence. He doesn't want you bad-mouthing his family online. They're not part of your so-called marriage, and he doesn't want you talking bad about them.
Really? Like, just be honest with me. I hate dishonest people. It's not...
Do you know how interesting? Yeah, it's her gig. Don't take it from her. And honesty wouldn't get you anywhere. She'd never let it go, because let's say he sat down then and he texted and he went, you know what? I saw your live stream. You're right. I will be honest. I'm not interested in you. I was never interested in you. I thought we were going to go to Canada together and that was an opportunity for me and it hasn't worked out. Do you understand how she would explode? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't with her.
It's just about finding another man or woman. It's like, sure, there's millions of people, but those people are not you. Like, what about all of that time you spend together with, like, having feelings for each other, having chemistry? And I don't...
Chemistry? Oh, you practically repel each other. If there's one fact that everyone observed, it was that there seemed to be no chemistry between them. Chantel likes to build her world around people. And now her world has collapsed. He's still fine. He was in the middle of it. He was in the eye of the storm.
Trolls and haters, and they're all like, oh, see, it's never real. Like, it makes me wonder, because, like, honestly, you're so fucking heartless, you know?
How? If he were on his channel bad-mouthing her, I'd watch. Oh, God, guys, I'd watch. But he's not actually doing anything. Her complaint is not an action, it's a lack of action.
He told me he's going to be single forever.
Okay, well, no one can know that. You told us you're going to be single forever. You're too desperate for that. You'll be on Tinder soon. Because if you can't get back into this relationship, the only way you can validate yourself is to rebound into something.
You think he's talking to someone else?
Probably.
Why doesn't he just admit it then? Like, why lie?
What if it wasn't a lie? What if he wasn't talking to someone and then he does? What if it's none of your business anymore? How about that? It's none of your business anymore. Your relationship is over.
Just say it. Just say it and I'll leave you alone.
No, she won't. Don't fall for it.
Like, why be cruel? And like, I hate...
How is he being cruel? We've broken up. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he just said it because she is a fucking drama llama and he doesn't want to deal with the response. Because he doesn't actually owe her a response. It's none of her business. And that would also be very funny to have him say to her. Because, again, she'd blow up. We've got a rage coming. I can feel it in the air. The emotions are starting to turn.
That. Like, why string me along? Just tell me to fuck off. I would rather that than be, like, vague.
He's not stringing you along. You are throwing out the lasso. You're trying to hook him and then being mad that you're not getting there.
And I miss Julia.
Oh, shut up. Be kinder to the cat you have there. In a minute, she's going to say, and I miss my grams. All the emotions.
I miss her a lot. I miss Sasa. Like, I miss that sense of family that I was getting.
The sense of family, the family that you left Syria because you couldn't stand being with them. That sense of family. Okay.
No, I think some of his family probably doesn't want him with me at all. Some of his family's very nice.
I would absolutely agree. I don't think anyone who loved their family member would look at you and think, that's a good choice. Especially with how you spoke to and treated his family. Now, some people are polite, some people try to help you, some people are like, you know what, I love him enough to be polite to you. But that's different from thinking you're right for someone. She spent her entire experience in Syria complaining, losing her temper, fighting, causing drama, accusing his family of trying to get rid of her in some permanent way. Like, seriously, what were you expecting?
Towards me, mostly in Syria, but I don't know how his dad feels. He was...
Mostly in Syria. So in Kuwait, they couldn't stand her. Oh, and his dad, listen.
Really nice. Always nice to me, but I don't talk to him.
Really nice, always nice to him. You know when she said she came back and they were unloading the cat and that big fancy car was there and the guy was always really nice to her? It was the dad. To me, that confirms it. I know it's somewhat of a slender link, but same language, I'm telling you.
Much like if I was in his dad's shoes, yeah, I'd probably want my son to have children or whatever, or I probably wouldn't even give a fuck, honestly. Live how you want to live. I mean, you have other kids that are having kids. How many kids do you need to have? Like, every single person in your family has to have kids for you to be happy?
No, I don't think so. I think there is a more traditional view of family there, but I think what parents want more than anything, especially if he has brothers or sisters with family of their own, he's not kind of holding the torch as the only son to bring the next generation in. But a parent is still going to want to look at their son or daughter and say, they've got a good match, they're building a good life together. Chantel is not a good match. Take the baby stuff out of it. Pretend no one can have kids. Just take the baby stuff out, put a pin in it. She spent most of her time in either histrionics or sealing. You've got someone completely unwilling to answer the challenges of what was a very challenging environment. Family can look and say, she doesn't seem right for you. And how much they're willing to say that to your face really depends on the relationship and on the family member.
Always says it's not the kids, it's not marriage, I want to be single forever. Every time I talk to him. I miss that,
So you do talk to him. All this carnage online, you talk to him. You still talk. He hasn't just blocked and ghosted her.
Everyday comfort, like cuddling, watching movies, someone to confer over dinner with, just like stupid shit. Look what the cat's doing.
She used to eat dinner online. They didn't used to eat dinner together. She used to give him his portion.
Something you can do with a hijab or not is love someone.
Oh, what inspirational website has she been watching, listening to? I'm not going to say reading because she doesn't read.
Did I choose this? Yeah? I feel like
yeah,
I
you did.
I don't know if I made a mistake.
You chose it and you doubled down on it. You went through with it. It wasn't like it was an easy thing.
Mistake or not, it's too early to tell. I'm like the way I'm feeling, like just feeling like shit.
It's too early to tell. It's too late to tell. The decision has been made and the way back is barred. You are where you are. Whether it was the wrong decision or not, this is the decision you made. There's no point looking back. And that's another reason she's freaking out. She always assumed she'd have a way back if she needed to. That was kind of her safety net, as safe as a loophole husband in Syria can be.
Like pure Shitsicle. Do not laugh at my hair fibers head.
I do not, yeah, I will not promise that.
Kinda.
God, it looks terrible. I mean, it's doing more than I thought it could, but just shave it, man.
And then actually, when someone said, oh, they've seen it without the hijab, well, yeah. He told me there's no need to wear it, like, if we're separating, so.
But I thought it was your decision between you and God. Didn't you say that?
Right? For Allah, well, I don't believe that the religious part is mixed in with that. I think it's cultural hijab, in my opinion. It's my opinion.
Well, you are welcome to your opinion, and we will move on.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sticking to it. I mean, I really, really don't know why you would be with a Western woman, especially Foodie Beauty. Like, you've
Speaking about self in the third person, I love it.
seen, he's never, like, complained about that stuff, but, about my past and stuff, but my present wasn't that great either, right?
No,
Like, why am I blaming myself for everything? Like, I'm like the only...
He was also a terrible husband. Yeah, if we're going to call it husband and wife for the sake of the argument. He was a terrible partner. He cheated on her multiple times. But even after cheating, they were both willing to stay together. So that means the day-to-day stuff, that's on her. Like the huge emotional volcanic rages, the argument she insists on having, the constant complaints, the general lack of hygiene, the illnesses, the neediness. That was her. Does that make him a good person? No. But who was making their day-to-day life more difficult, Salah or her?
person to make a mistake. Like, I feel like all of this problem is because of me.
Well, go with the feeling.
Yeah, but he's supposed to like fight for me back, duh.
Duh. This is giving me big breakup with BB energy. She likes to say that she was the one who broke up with BB because it's the only one she can handle herself. What she actually did was they were having a bit of a thing and she was like, what, you want to break up? Expecting him to be like, no. And then he was like, but she keeps making this choice. She keeps saying like, well, if I just give him an ultimatum and I threaten him with a breakup, he's going to come crawling back. And they just want to be rid of her at that point. She's not as enticing as she thinks she is.
Like, what do you think? What do you expect? He's just like, we'll see
you.
That's what it feels like?
Yeah, we'll see you. Do you realise how hard you make life? It's exhausting. At some point people go, you know what? I don't have to deal with this. And then you give them the out and you're shocked they don't follow.
That's what it feels like. And it's so shocking because it's like, you were just so lovey-dovey. How did you do that?
But you two agreed to separate. You wanted to be back. Chantal.
Like, how? 1 minute.
It's almost as if he didn't love you. I shouldn't laugh, but come on. Surely all roads should lead to Rome at this point. There should be an obvious conclusion you can make here.
1 minute. I wish you the best. I don't get it.
I don't know why you don't get
God,
it.
just move on with your life. I swear, if I hear that, just move on.
Yeah, just move on. Hear it. Just move on. Even if it isn't just, you don't have a choice anyway. You've got to move on. Develop new interests.
How about you just eat a pile of crap?
How about I don't? How about I just keep laughing at you?
How about that? I'll move on, alright? I'll move on and I'll be so successful and happy. I don't know what...
Yeah, okay. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I would love to see you moving on, happy, successful in your channel. Prove it, as you used to like to say.
I expect from Salah. How about acting like we were married for 3 years? How about...
You were. That's why he's so glad to be rid of you.
How about some respect and dignity?
Okay, the dignity is up to you and you've blown that. That ship has sailed. But respect? He hasn't badmouthed you online. Do you understand the shit he could have done? Do you understand how quickly people would have subbed to him if he started spilling tea? It would be a flash in the pan, but it would be a big flash. And that in turn would have triggered you, which would have been more content. He's not made a big deal online, and he's asked you, respectfully, to keep his family out of it. Where is the disrespect here?
How about that?
How about
He
that?
doesn't, he'll message me a bit, and then it will be several hours,
Okay, so the big thing here, with the time difference, is that he'll wait a few hours to text back. He's still texting back. I'm shocked. Block that number. What are you doing?
And then they'll message me, so, but not really like answer anything I'm saying.
All right, so message
you. If you ever love somebody, like, how do you like to see them like this? Yeah,
You're nuts. How you choose to present yourself online is up to you. Why should he be suckered back in out of that worry? And that's what's annoying her. This is a narcissistic tantrum. She is trying to manipulate him into worry, and she can't suck him back in.
I feel like I deserve better. Like, I feel like, okay, I've said some pretty hurtful things to him when we fought.
Yeah?
He's not an angel.
You're so close to self-awareness and then you slip on by it. He's not an angel. I do not like him. I don't think either of you should be in relationships with people. But each individual in this relationship being awful in their own way doesn't excuse the other.
Wise. You think I just say those things for no reason? Like, one day
I think what you think are reasons in your head and what reasons there are in reality are sometimes different things.
My shit together, and all of the crummy people who I wasn't good enough for when I was at my worst, you can eat crap when I'm at my best.
Revenge glow-ups are a thing. I don't think that's where we're heading. I'd love it. I don't think that's where we're heading.
If that never happens, then you can say, dodge the bullet, but...
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to happen. But, we'll see. You could prove us wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong.
And, like, yeah, I would say a lot of the time women, they do end up getting called nuts, like, oh, she's messaging him. Well,
isn't it crazy is the wrong word? I keep using the word crazy and it's not really fair to people who have actual mental illness. But look, and you can see it more in this because it's not live and so it's all been collated, but look at how her mind is turning through the reasons. Anything to not blame her. Anything to not feel this way. Anything to just get a little bit of anger up.
If they were such inconsiderate pricks and cared about your feelings, then maybe we wouldn't have to look insane,
It's your fault for making me insane. I am not responsible for my own actions.
Whatever.
Chantal, I'm going to tell you something we frequently tell students. You can't control what they do, you can control what you do. All right? Their actions are their decision, your actions are yours. They might trigger each other, but you can only be in control of yourself.
But I don't know why I was dumb and thought that all of this could be done without any transition period.
I don't know why you were dumb like that either. Like, I think you know that there were no feelings there really. And that's why you thought this could be so easy.
I thought I would just be here like, yay, celebrate good times, come on.
Right, so it would have been okay for you to come back, you to ignore him, you to live a good life as long as you were living it. But when you come back and you're unhappy and the tables are turned because you wanted him pining, you wanted him begging you on the phone to come back and saying how lonely and how pathetic he was feeling. And that didn't happen, but unexpectedly you feel really bad because your life is not fulfilling you. And so now it's a terrible thing. But if you had come back and moved on and he hadn't, you would be reveling in it.
Because like when I was in Syria, yeah, I did feel that way. I did feel kind of like, I can't wait to get out of here. But at the same time, like, it felt homey too, right?
No, wrong. Wrong, it did not feel homey.
But, the more he is like this, the more angry I get. So maybe that's a good thing.
A good thing for the entertainment value, I suppose. Because like I said, it's turning. We're going to see it.
Am I going to find better than him? No. I mean, my whole perception that there's...
Sorry. She's not going to find better than him. That's not a reflection on him. That's a reflection on her. He himself was no prize.
Fairy tale romance is dead. Like, romance is dead. There's no such thing.
Yeah. There's no such thing as the romance or the idea of romance you have in your head. Her idea of what relationships are has always been pretty screwed up.
Pretty bad meltdowns there. My mental health was bad, but
yeah,
I'm not used to that environment. And even though...
Okay, so look, excusing all your issues. So you were melting down, you were having a really bad time, you weren't taking care of your mental health, and you were putting yourself in a situation that he outright told you would be terrible for you, but you insisted on flying out, and you melted down, and now you're shocked that there are consequences. Not your fault, surely.
Because I loved him, I went there. And
You loved him enough to go, but not to listen to him when he said, don't go. Right, keep talking.
I don't think too many people can say that they can live there. Even him.
Well, you can't say you can live there. You left. You were fighting all the time. You weren't dealing with yourself and you left.
Sometimes he doesn't know if he can live there. So
I imagine you were a big part of that concern.
I cannot give you an answer right now because I want to see in a few months' time. I hate seeing you high and you were almost nude on camera one day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy for people to say let him go. I know there's only so much you guys can say or feel.
There's only so much sense we can give to you. If you're insisting on doing this nonsense, you're going to have to deal with it.
Not being in that situation, it's like so different when you're in it. He knew what I was like before I went to Kuwait. Was he just hoping I would change?
You did say you were going to. Yeah? You were everything. You said you were converting, whatever it is we say from this side of the religion. You started wearing a hijab. You said you weren't going to swear as much online. You were showing that you were willing to change, whether you did or not. The idea that you put out was that you were going to, that you were going to be modest Marion, and you couldn't sustain it, but you acted like it. Now, we've known you longer, we didn't believe you, but he apparently did.
I feel like I did. If you're telling me that, even in Kuwait when I was raging, that is still foodie beauty, calm down. The last 3 years was...
I don't understand that sentence, I'm sorry. I don't understand words when she arranges them like that. Is she saying the last 3 years or the time in Kuwait was bad because it was still foodie beauty, or were better because foodie beauty has changed? I got a bit confused by it. She's never really changed, and we know this, but she's often put out the image that she has.
Calm down. Yeah, sitting and crying and thinking about Salah is something I feel like is normal when you divorce, if you were sincere and love the person.
I think it's normal when you divorce if it's involuntary on your side. I think if it's a mutual decision, it's normal to be sad of letting go of something that was such an important part of your life when there are real feelings involved. That's the key issue here. He didn't love her. She loved the idea of him, and the idea of him isn't stacking up to the reality.
If he's not, it's because he's too busy right now. And that's what I mean. His dad was smart. He knew when to swoop in.
Yeah, clearly it's his dad's fault. Can't be Salah. Salah loved me. God, this woman.
Right after I left, because when you're alone and you've just gone through a divorce, you're so vulnerable.
You're so vulnerable. He didn't care. He's got a support system. He's got his family. And you were a burden to him. You were an active detriment to his life in a way that he wasn't to yours.
Weak. And he probably thought, because he was really sad that night before his dad came.
Yeah, keep spinning those stories, Foodie, if it lets you sleep at night.
It's like the house is like there's no light inside of it without you. How do you go from that to what, in 3 days? I am high in that, I know, but like he has bad habits too. I'm not gonna air them, but he has bad things.
She is gonna air them. Give it time. The less contact, the more time she has to think, the closer we get to payday, but not there yet. THC running low? Oh, we're gonna hear it.
And I would quit. I want to quit, but it's like being here alone.
Yeah, I would have quit. I want to quit. I want to quit. Not quite the same thing. Would have and want to both mean you haven't. And she's not going to. Or at least not until she finds something else that can take its place. Which in this case, food isn't holding up. So she takes the THC and it gives her the munchies. So she has the food as well. But food doesn't do enough to blot her out. Which means the only way she could go would be harder drugs. It's not like she's going to go and explore the problem.
It's so hard that, I just feel like the THC just, helps me. It masks anything, even though I know it's not.
No, but
helping in the long run.
Yeah, it's not helping in the long run, and it doesn't mask anything, because you just come on high and upset.
Mad at how he's handling it now. I'm just in disbelief. Because you're disillusioned after spending 3 years with someone, and you think they're a certain way, and they're not, and you have to be pure evil. I don't care what anyone says.
No. Relationships end, and it's okay to think, wow, they really don't seem to be the person I thought they were. That, yeah, pretty normal, but he's not texting me every hour of every day. No, you're not in a relationship.
To really, really have loved someone, apparently, for 3 years, to just see them suffering and just like...
Well, love isn't endless. For all she wants unconditional love, love definitely has conditions. Look at her family as an example. She has a family, for all she's saying she doesn't, and they do love her. They wouldn't stand putting up with her if they didn't. But it seems like they have put boundaries in place recently where they've said, this is how much we're willing to do and this is how much we're not willing to do. Because as an adult, you are free to make your choices, but the consequences will not be ours. That is a healthy boundary to put into place with someone like her. But they still seem to be in some contact and she still seems to talk to the aunt. She wants an emotional ATM where she can just punch in a number and get out whatever feeling she wants and never have to do anything.
Whatever, my daddy's here. And why wouldn't he truly love me? Because I'm fat?
Because you're a horrible person. Because you're emotional and obsessive and relentless and needy. You're difficult and you're stubborn and you don't want to make any kind of compromise for anyone else. You want to be the center of everyone else's universe. You don't want them to be the center of yours. You don't treat people the way they treat you. You're incredibly difficult to have a relationship with, romantically or not. Foodie Beauty is hard work. And she's hard work because she won't give anything back. She'll just take and take and take. And that makes her a terrible partner in friendship or marriage.
I'm a mess, so what? People can still love each other. So that's it. It's just, I'm just so pissed off in a lot of ways. Because like the grief, it turns to anger, right?
In your case, yes. Bring it on. Foodie, we're here for you, my love. And also, is that a threat? Is she hoping that he's watching as she looks dead into the camera and saying, no, it turns to anger? And then who knows what happens, Salah? You should probably contact me. Little bit of a threat.
I don't think he looks at his channel comments much. I said that. I'm like, you let people just talk shit about me in your comments. Wouldn't show me one. There's like several. I don't care. I don't even go look. I don't give a shit.
If you don't go look and you don't give a shit, how do you know there are several? And why are you mentioning it?
You dodged a bullet. That's all what his family's probably saying to him. You dodged a bullet.
I mean, if the shoe fits, drag it through the sand. God.
Who's to guarantee that he marries someone who's not crazier?
What are the odds of winning the lottery twice?
I might have been not very modest for most of my life, but it's hard to find someone crazier than you.
Like I said.
I didn't say he was responsible for my happiness, and not once.
But you're acting like he should be. You don't have to say it, you're acting like he should be. Hey, I'm unhappy, why aren't you doing something about it? Because I'm not responsible for your happiness. You are.
What I said was, it's unbelievable to me that somebody can just be your whole everything. He wants you to fund his... I'm not giving him any money. He's not asking me for a cent. For real. So,
I have no idea and I don't really care.
it's not going to happen. We could have made more money doing couples videos. It wasn't like we weren't rich, but who knows? We kept working at it. It's like it makes more...
She didn't want to do anything. He wanted to travel. She was such a nightmare when she traveled, it wasn't worth it.
more sense to do that than to worry about what you're going to do in Syria. I don't know, like...
That's an argument they've had before. She wasn't physically capable of doing travel videos. She just couldn't move enough. She didn't want to go out. No one wants to look at a travel vlog for the inside of a hotel room and some room service.
Whatever. And like Salah would get so mad when I would compliment Beats about anything friendship-wise. It's like, well, who's here for me now? Not you. You're not here for...
Alright, so if it's not here, why are you raging like this? If you can see that it's not a relationship to rely on now in this moment, go build your relationship with Pete a little bit more. I know his mom doesn't want him moving in, but she could probably convince him. Terrible ideas that will probably happen.
Me? You're literally not even fucking thinking about me right now. Like, I mean, he's saying that the reason we've grown apart is our fighting was really bad lately.
Yeah, and she has admitted that she was the cause to most of that.
But it seems like an excuse, I don't know. It makes me feel...
Yeah, why would you want to not fight with me? Why wouldn't you want to come home to your house in Syria that you own and have been working on to find your wife sealing and shitting herself and complaining about the fact she doesn't have electricity? Why wouldn't you want someone who comes and embarrasses you in front of your own family and then won't entertain them properly?
I feel like yes, like he was, it's like with the divorce papers behind my back, I feel like this is all intricately detailed and talked about with his family. And
He did the divorce papers in front of your face. You said to us you were going to get divorced before you got there. And then you got to the last day hoping nothing would go through. And then he presented you with the papers at the last possible moment so he didn't have to deal with your drama. And you were really rude about it.
No, dude. I don't know how the women do that, man, with all the family, every single family member up their ass and around the corner.
They're probably better humans than you.
Like, what the fuck? I would go nuts, man.
You did go nuts.
N-U-T-S. It's like I had to tell them about it because they have to be witnesses. Well,
they have to be witnesses. As a note, as previously mentioned, if it were a different kind of marriage, a more official kind of marriage, they would have had to go through counselling. They would have had to do a lot of things to get divorced. The 2 witnesses just wouldn't have been enough for the paperwork. Just mentioning, not important.
Do you guys think that's suspicious? Like, I think that's weird.
What?
His father flying in right away. A few days before I was to travel, Salah was like, I'm going to go on the Madalfa. I'm going to talk to my father on video. Which he did sometimes.
Okay, so he maintained a relationship with his father, and then once you were gone, he came to visit. Sounds like the father's avoiding you. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Came back. Oh, my father's thinking of coming to Syria at some point. I thought this would be like in the future. Nope. As they say in Arabic, ala tul, right away, as soon as I'm out of there.
Yeah, you decided you were going to separate. You had weeks and weeks of notice. She hung around for, what was it, a month or 2? Before making the final trip. So they knew it was coming. And if Salah was dropping them off and then he chose to stay at the family's house in Damascus for another day, then he could have just picked his dad up the next day. At least he would have been close by and not have to do the journey again. Makes sense?
So either I'm like, are you getting remarried? But like, wouldn't he just tell me that? Like, why hide that from me?
All right, so that's what she's been obsessing over. You're not talking to me and therefore you must have a new wife.
I'm not giving him anything. Like, what's the purpose? Why wouldn't he tell me that? What does it matter? Like,
because you're a nightmare and you wouldn't leave him alone. I bet you're already blowing up his phone. Who would want to deal with your reaction?
You don't want to hurt. Why? He doesn't care about my feelings. If he cared about my feelings, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
There's a difference between caring about your feelings and pandering to your feelings. And there is a point, particularly when you have no future relationship with that person, that you just have to look and be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. And you take a step back. And when you're separated, that's a lot easier to do.
Poop on beds and vomit. Okay, I didn't purposely poop on the bed. So you're telling me that...
you don't have to do it purposely for it to have happened.
Arab Muslims don't get sick? Like, I caught a flu from the food poisoning from there. It's not my fault.
I'm not saying it's her fault she's sick. I'd say it's her fault she doesn't take care of her health issues. But let's just say sometimes things happen. It happened with her continuously. She was constantly ill. She made a mess everywhere. Whether it's your fault or not, it's one of those things where it may not be your fault, but it is your problem. But there are a whole host of things that all amalgamate together when it comes to reasons to get Foodie out of your life. But that would be one of the more immediate ones, yes.
I was laying in bed one day and thought, oh, I'd like to ship the bed today. If I'm not getting married, maybe his father's trying to get him back to Kuwait and let the family live in the Syria. Oh, get him back to Kuwait?
I don't know. He seemed to leave Kuwait because he couldn't get his thing renewed. So unless he gets hired somewhere else and gets his renewal that way, nah, he'll be in Syria.
It's changed since Syria. I'm sorry, but like you moved there and then one day we're like, oh, I like my traditional values. Okay, good for you. What about me? Like I'm just shit now?
No, but you as his Muslim wife Mariam, which again is what you were presenting being, who followed him to Syria after leaving for Canada on the condition that you did not complain, you weren't going to cause any trouble, seems, I'm sure to him, like you agreeing to that lifestyle. You, in fact, insisting on that lifestyle.
Yeah, families there are super supportive, maybe a little too much. Where places where it could do more harm than good. A man at 30, starting their life. A woman at 40, kind of coming towards the end, at least like fertility and family making and all that shit. Very big difference.
There is a big difference in terms of where your life goes from there. But Foodie is saying she's never wanted kids. Her status on fertility is not an issue here.
No, it's not a problem. Yeah, you're fucking right. I didn't mind the whole patriarchy thing for a while because I felt like I was taken care of. Like I said, in Kuwait, you go into an elevator. Some buildings, most government buildings, have their own separate elevators for women.
And that's all she wants. She wants to be special, and she wants people to treat her like she's special. There is a grain of understandable feeling under that. People want to be important to other people, but it's how far she takes it.
I always felt protected in a lot of ways from Salah. So that's like, he was always seemed very caring. And like maybe someone said, maybe he does care, but just doesn't want to be in it anymore.
Maybe, I'm not saying he did, but let's say for a moment, maybe he did care. Foodie's never understood that you can use up people's emotions. Maybe, like a lot of other people in her life, she just used them up.
Which is fine. I wish he would just come out and say that, you know? All cheating stuff, we got all past all that crap. And I decided to stay and move on, and, you know?
But you didn't move on because you used to throw it at him. You said so.
I would bring it up all the time.
Oh. See? It's not really moving on if you do that, Foodie.
He was so fed up with it. That's another major thing he didn't like.
Yeah. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but I'm saying if he deserves it, break up with him. If you're going to choose to stay and then say, okay, we're moving past it, you have to move past it. Not something I would do, but it's your life there.
You never got over it if you kept bringing it up, yeah.
Yeah.
And instead of like understanding that and being sensitive to those feelings.
No, that wasn't directed at... Foodie, you've misinterpreted that comment. And isn't that really revealing in how she's interpreted that? You hadn't gotten over it if you kept bringing it up. Yeah, and he should have been sensitive to that. No, that's not what that comment was saying.
No, I don't think I'll ever wear red dresses and show my boobs. And
you were practically naked on camera, Foodie. I think you would.
There's definitely a part of me that's changed since the past 3 years, and
could you pinpoint that part? I'd love it.
That's why it's harder, also. If I was just gone for 3 weeks and I came right back to the villa, I'd probably still have the same mindset.
You've progressed about as much as you would have in 3 weeks.
But you don't experience 3 lives of a different culture, 3 years of a different culture, different way of life, to just forget everything.
Well, you seem to fall back into your own life pretty quickly. Like we said, we felt like we'd gone back in time. Where are the major changes here? What in your life right now is showing that change?
And just like, hey, there we go, I'm back. That's what I thought would happen. No, he didn't.
That's what did happen. You're just not happy with it. That's exactly what happened to you.
Like have sex with anybody, but I think there's different forms of cheating. We didn't know anything about each other when we got married. He went to lunch, but like the amount of time he was gone and the amount of time he drove, I calculated it. I don't think there would have been time for any being connection.
She calculated it. Jesus.
I wasn't like, I know what time I dozed off and woke up. It wasn't like a big sleep. And it looked more like a friendly distance kind of hug, not like a loving. It looked friendshipy, but...
Tell me you're obsessing without telling me you're obsessing. Like, it matters now. You're not even in the same country.
Maybe not. Yeah, that really pissed me off. But we got over that. Well, whatever.
Not if you kept bringing it up.
I believe you. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, boys. I'll see you guys in a bit, okay? Bye.
The flip towards the end there was just mad. All right, and that's where Foodie is. I think we are going to see a rage. I think things are brewing. And the less she gets what she wants from Salah, the more she's going to push those boundaries to see what reaction she can get. And you can bet when that happens, we will be here. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.